a Republican Latina. Of course they're gonna tell me that I have a nopal en la frente. I'm a Republican Latina. Of course ICE doesn't scare me. I'm a Republican Latina. Of course they're gonna call me racist. Before you see this one, just letting you know for all the softies on the internet, you guys are gonna be mad. I'm a Republican Latina who can do both. I'm a Republican Latina who only believes in two genders. I'm a Republican Latina. Of course the lefties are gonna tell me that I'm gonna be deported. I'm a Republican Latina who 100% believes that Jesus should be put back in the classrooms. I'm a Republican Latina, and I don't support no fucking rainbow flag. I'm a Republican Latina, and I believe that if you came here illegally, you could get the fuck out. I'm a Republican Latina who's anti-abortion. I'm a Republican Latina who believes in protecting our borders. I'm a Republican Latina who likes my culture, but I love my country more. I'm a Republican Latina. Of course they're gonna call me a torta. I'm a Republican Latina, and of course I believe in keeping dicks out of women's sports and bathrooms. I'm a Republican Latina, and of course they're always gonna tell me I will never be like them, aka white. I'm a Republican Latina. Of course I'm gonna be called a traitor. I'm a Republican Latina, and of course I'm not gonna be claimed by the raza. I'm a Republican Latina, and of course I believe in making America great again.
Hi, I'm Republican Latina here with this beautiful Helen that follows me. I am honored that we not only met in this historic day, women for Trump, Hispanics for Trump, Latina.
Hello guys, what's up beautiful people? It's your girl Irene So Ita here. If you're new on this channel kindly subscribe. Guys, today we're gonna be talking about Latinos and Latinos for Trump. I'm telling you guys, these people were so proud. They were so loud. They were going around cheering for mass deportation. They were making a lot of noise on the social medias, and we could see they all attended Trump's rallies like they have already made it, guys. And when they were cheering and making the loud noises on Trump's rallies and talking about two genders and talking about every mass deportation, the question always comes up is like, who came to their mind? Who were they thinking that was gonna be deported? You know, they were finally part of the club discussing two genders, illegal immigrants, how Trump was gonna clean up the mess. Clean what? The mess. He was gonna clean who? Guys, it was gonna be them. They were part of the cleanup, and they were part of the mess, and that's really exactly what is happening. That's what we are saying. But now ICE is knocking on their doors like no other business, guys. When ICE are going to them and they're being detained and they're facing the deportation, guys, they're coming here crying, and tears are overflowing their faces. It has become a problem now that their followers are their fathers and their families and relatives are being detained. So Latinos chose whiteness over their communities. Like, they chose whiteness. They thought that they were second to the white Americans, or they were like Americans. That's what that was going through on their mind. They thought wearing the Trump mask and singing Trump's slogan, they were safe. It has really hit them hard that they were not safe, and Trump has gone against them. You understand? And they forgot that Trump is just Trump. Trump doesn't recognize Latinos as white Americans. He doesn't see them as white Americans, because when Trump sees your name like this, he will just know that you are not an American. You are a Latino. You are a Latino. You are a Latino. So you Latinos, you're looking for sympathy, coming here to cry, shedding crocodile tears. You want who to save you? You want who exactly? Who is gonna save you? Beautiful people? Who's gonna save you? You want you people like the Hispanic, the Cuban, the Latinos, the Arabs, the Asians. You people, you went out and voted for Trump. All 81%. Like, the black community stood with Kamal. You understand? But you Latinos, what did you do? And now that you are the first one on the line, on the row, and it's not yet done, you're crying. Why are Latinos crying? I want to know. Let me know down there below in the comments section. Did really Trump miss the Latinos? That's the big question. That's the big question. And I know it's not the right time for us to be judging them or to be bickering about it or going through about it. It's the right time for the Americans to come together and make America great again. But with the slogans the Latino used to carry around, going with it around in the I'm gonna vote for Trump and making the noise in the rallies, they were the loudest one. We are the women for Trump. Women for Trump. Your husbands are being deported. Your children, what's gonna the ICE are knocking everywhere. In the construction sites you find ICE out there, in the farmers. This is what you have brought for your communities. This is what you have brought for your people. Yeah, this is what you have brought for your people. So kindly watch this video, subscribe, put on the notification button so that you get notified whenever I post a video, guys. Wherever I post a video.
I'm a Republican Latina. Of course they're gonna tell me that I have a nopal en la frente. I'm a Republican Latina. Of course ICE doesn't scare me. I'm a Republican Latina. Of course they're gonna call me racist. Before you see this one, just letting you know, for all the softies on the internet, you guys are gonna be mad. I'm a Republican Latina who can do both. I'm a Republican Latina who only believes in 2 genders. I'm a Republican Latina. Of course the lefties are gonna tell me that I'm gonna be deported. I'm a Republican Latina who 100% believes that Jesus should be put back in the classrooms. I'm a Republican Latina, and I don't support no fucking rainbow flag. I'm a Republican Latina, and I believe that if you came here illegally, you could get the fuck out. I'm a Republican Latina who's anti-abortion. I'm a Republican Latina who believes in protecting our borders. I'm a Republican Latina who likes my culture, but I love my country more. I'm a Republican Latina. Of course they're gonna call me a torta. I'm a Republican Latina, and of course I believe in keeping dicks out of women's sports and bathrooms. I'm a Republican Latina, and of course they're always gonna tell me I will never be like them, aka white. I'm a Republican Latina. Of course I'm gonna be called a traitor. I'm a Republican Latina, and of course I'm not gonna be claimed by the raza. I'm a Republican Latina, and of course I believe in making America great again.
Hi, I'm Republican Latina here with this beautiful Helen that follows me. I am honored that we not only met in this historic day, women for Trump, Hispanics for Trump, Latinos for Trump, and we have a bright future as women. We are the future of this country. We know what a woman is, we defend women, and we're all for Happy Trump. Viva Trump. Viva Trump, si se pudo.
I have so many Hispanic haters down my DM calling me names, saying I have no heart, I'm not empathetic with the mass deportations. First of all, I voted for that. But second of all, I want to clarify something. I want to take you guys back to 2017 when President Trump offered DACA a pathway to citizenship on 3 separate occasions, okay? All he said was, give me money for my border wall and more border security. And I'll include a pathway for over 1.2 million people, contingent that they do have a criminal record, have jobs, etc. Democrats, under the leadership of Nancy Pelosi as Speaker of the House, denied it on 3 separate occasions. And you want me to feel bad? See, every other racial or ethnicity in this country, whether it's Jewish Americans, whether it's, smart ones, right? Because we have a lot of retarded ones. Whether it's the Syrian people, President Trump was open to meeting with everybody this last election cycle, and he did. Libertarians, the Maha people in Kennedy's camp, the Cuban Americans, they all get things done in Washington, D.C. You're telling me Mexican Americans and Hispanics that want amnesty or some sort of pathway to citizenship aren't able to organize rally and meet with President Trump before the election? Why don't you guys do that? Oh, because you can't organize and you can't get shit done. All you can do is cry racism when shit goes bad, like it's happening right now. Yeah, that's why I don't feel bad.
Florida for more than half his life and worked for the same construction job for many decades. Every day that goes without him here is a day lost forever. This is about being human, about love, connection, and presence. The one thing he needs the most is the one thing that we're being kept from giving him, which is us. I feel that it would be immoral and inhumane to let a man who is suffering, who is terminally ill, spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation. Please don't let him die in a cell. Please don't let his final memories be of those of pain and isolation. I was convinced that voting for Trump was for the economy or against crime, when in reality I was supporting a man and a movement that dehumanizes people. He basically built his platform on targeting immigrants, spreading hate, and I feel that it would be immoral and inhumane to let a man who is suffering, who is terminally ill, spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation. Please don't let him die in a cell. Please don't let his final memories be of those of pain and isolation. The American flag stands for compassion, kindness, liberty, and justice for all. We're all human, and today I'm asking for one human act of compassion to please let my dad come home.
Yes, to the lady.
These days it would be for me to say that I wasn't thinking when I voted or that I don't watch the news. I had to ask myself the same question that hundreds of you are asking me, is why did I vote the way I did? I've spent the last few days reflecting, and I feel like I came through some sort of revelation, or like blindfolds were ripped off my eyes. I started seeing things differently. I questioned my beliefs, my choices, and my role in all of it. I started to realize that it wasn't just this one choice I made. It was kind of a accumulation of choices I've been making for years. Like, for example, when I had my first daughter, I never taught her Spanish because I didn't care to have her learn Spanish. And after having my second daughter, I kind of knew that I was a hardworking man. He raised me and my 4 siblings, and now he's fighting for his life in a cell. I'm still fighting with everything I have to see if I can get him released, so that he's able to spend his final days at home surrounded by his family and his children. When I voted for Trump, I supported the very system that allows this kind of cruelty to happen. That is a choice that I have to live with. Some people have said that my family deserves this, or that I or my dad deserve it, or that
one thing your dad needs the most is his family. And that is the one thing that his own daughter kept from him by voting for Trump, because you thought you were white. But this is the most extreme reality check for you, that your proximity to whiteness, that your white husband, your white baby, your white in-laws, your new white family, none of that means you are white. And it's not going to protect you, and it didn't protect your dad. You voted for a man who you knew was immoral and inhumane, who ran on mass deportation and said,
"They're poisoning the blood of our country." That's what they've done.
Immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. He's talking about your dad. He's talking about you. But you thought other people would suffer, and you were perfectly okay with that because you thought you were white. So that makes you immoral and inhumane for voting for Trump. And therefore, you voted for your own father, who is suffering, who is terminally ill, to spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation, to die in a cell with his final memories being pain and isolation. You got to spend the rest of your life knowing that this is how your father died because of your vote. This is an extreme example of how pathetically desperate some brown and black people are for white acceptance and white validation. They will trade in their own family and loved ones for it. That self-hate that stems from generations of internalized racism, the need to still assimilate to whiteness, is still so ingrained in so many Latinos, who will erase themselves just to be disposable to people who will never accept them. She's a perfect example. She was dumb enough to let those people use her for her vote, and now she's disposable to them in the worst way possible.
So this is where fantasy shatters. The proud supporters now face a reality they ignored. Their own family is getting ripped apart, crying on camera, begging for help. But this ain't sympathy season. Voting for mass deportation wasn't just words, it was a death sentence for their loved ones. They chose Trump's America over their own blood. And Trump, he never promised protection, just chaos for anyone he deemed other. This is the price of being blinded by a lie. And sadly, it's only getting worse.
What irks my soul is seeing some of you Trumpies talk about legality and how these undocumented immigrants shouldn't be here and they're happy they're being deported because they broke the law and they should have done it the legal way, knowing damn well you break the law on a daily basis. Talking about legality as if you're not sniffing that every single time you go out clubbing every weekend. Talking about legality as if you're not popping pills every time you go to a music festival. Talking about legality when you don't even file your taxes correctly or claim all your tips and wages. Talking about legality as if you're not dating that thug-ass boyfriend that's a scammer, drug dealer. One, you don't give a shit about the law. And two, you talk about don't threat on me. I limited government. Yeah, you're rooting for a militarized force to go against protesters. Those hippie liberals from California, those deranged freaks, are way more anti-establishment than your ass. Than you gun-toting liberty defenders will ever fucking be. You're a bootlicker.
I was discussing with my mom the family members that we have who are Trump supporters. One, we understand. She's born here in the United States. I don't know how many generations American. So she didn't grow up the way that my family from Mexico grew up. So she doesn't understand. She's very religious. So I think we don't agree with her political views, but we can see why she is gravitating in that direction. But there's a couple of other ones who were actually born in Mexico who crossed over illegally. And now they both are citizens, one in the military, the other one married to a United States citizen. And we just can't fathom why they would support someone who is so against who is so against their very existence and their families. Like, it just makes no sense. But I think we got to the bottom of it. I think what it is that they are dying inside to be white. They live in an area that's full of white people, if I remember correctly. I don't really have a lot of communication with them, but they are most definitely dying to be white people. And they're bending over backwards and fucking smiling at the racist jokes. But they don't care because they don't see themselves as one of us. They want to be them so bad that they allow the racism and the insults to our people, and they take it with a smile. And I think that's Latinos for Trump in a nutshell. Like, if they voted for Trump and they're Latino, specifically those who are actually immigrants from other countries or first, even second generation Latinos. Sorry, I was rudely interrupted by someone. But as I was saying, I think that is Latinos for Trump in a nutshell. They want to be white so bad that they just bend over backwards for the oppressor and they take it with a smile. It's kind of sad. But, that was my insight for the day.
Do you know who is starting to come across my FYP that is totally pissing me off? It's not maggots. Well, it is the maggots. They're a piece of shit and they're dumb as hell. They piss me off every day. But it is this whole group of the Latinos that went and voted for Donald Trump. I guess you could say they fucked around and found out. And they went and voted for a man that we told them do not vote for. They went and voted for the man that said he is going to do exactly what he is doing. And they want sympathy from us? I don't care. I don't care at all. Fuck you. And I hope you get deported.
So guys, I'm glad you have watched the entire video, the entire clips. And the facts have been spoken. You understand? And this pain, betrayal, internal conflict in the Latino community, it has been brought by the Latinos themselves. The Latinos for Trump. The MAGA Latinos. You understand? This betrayal, the pain, it has been brought by the Latino community, by Latinos. And it's very sad that the Latinos have turned themselves against their community. because they wanted to be white. They wanted to be light, to be white, and this they are the root cause of the whole mess. And saying that it's too late is just awaiting. It's just a warning, you know, for them to say that it's too late. It's just not it's not just a warning, but I will say it's just like a reality check. It has given them a reality check, guys. When you tear up, they have teared up their community, and that is not politic. That is not politic. It's not loyalty, and it's not even like, when you tear up your community, it's not politics. You know, you're not being loyal. You're not, it's like you are selling your identity for survival. Like they have sold their identity for survival, and they thought that by doing that they'll be recognized as whites. But that doesn't read well with the Trump. As they wait for the next, as we are all waiting for the next elections. We are all gonna suffer for 4 years as we wait for the next election. All these voices, everything that has happened in that, and everything that is going to happen in these 4 years will still echo in our mind. And no one is gonna win, but more, it's gonna just bring, if we continue like this, or if Americans continue like this, it's gonna be bringing a lot of division and more regrets. It's gonna cause a lot of pain. It's gonna bring a lot of divisions and more regrets. You understand? So for the Latinos, the Cubans, Hispanic and Arabs, Asian people who voted for Trump, thinking that they were not gonna be touchable, when they were out there dancing, composing songs, like pointing fingers at the illegals, thinking that those who were not their problems, or they were not going to they were not going to face the same problems, and they were there swinging and wagging and shaking their booties, and with wearing those beautiful hats. I can say that they were red, written MAGA, written Trump gonna make America great. They thought that maybe those hats were a badge of honor, but it was not. In reality, Trump doesn't care about political sloganing, you know, and the reality has hit them so much, but that those political slogan were just bringing about empty promises. Those, oh, my light is down. They were just bringing down empty promises, and now see where they are. See what is happening to Latinos, guys. See what is happening to Latinos. And to send ICE they have received ICE on their door, ICE knocking on their doors. And you know, when ICE come, these are people who are coming because they've been sent. They are there to enforce orders. They have the orders. You are an illegal immigrant. They will not ask you any question. Do you have documents? Or how many years have you been here in the United States? They don't have time for that. They are there to enforce orders and not to ask questions. So when they're coming your way, they're detaining you, they're taking you away. Trump for America, a place where loyalty means nothing unless you fit in that in the right box. Trump, and let me tell you, when it comes to politics doesn't have loyalty, because I've seen so many promises from politicians, even in our countries. They will promises good health, they will promises free education, but at the moment that person clinches the seat, they go against all the promises. They do not fulfill any of the promises. You understand? So there's no loyalty. If it doesn't fit in that box, there's no loyalty. You're not going to receive nothing. You voted, you went out there and voted, you know. And for the Latinos to sell your community for a lie, and for for a fantasy that if you act white enough, they will accept you. That was very absurd. But whiteness is not a shield, guys. You're gonna, like, you sold your vote. You voted for Trump. It's like you sold that vote, and to act like your vote acted as a shield, and now it's in vain. You're not receiving what you voted for. You are being deported back to your country. So the pain you are feeling now is the price of betrayal, is the price of you betraying your people, is the price of you betraying your community. Now that Trump has gotten that Trump has gotten those people who did not even vote. In Swahili we say, mtego wa panya umeingia waliomo na wasiokuwemo. So it has gotten even, I wouldn't want to say that all Latinos voted for Trump. There are those who knew that Trump was just lying, and they never bought his lies. They never sold their loyalty. You know, they never wanted to sell their communities. You understand? But that Trump has gotten them all. That trap, they have gotten them all in that trap. So guys, I'm very sure that the Latinos have learned a very, very big time. And next time when elections are held in America, they're gonna sit down, scrutinize the policies, analyze the leaders or the presidential candidates before they make that mistake. And not only the Latinos, everyone, the Black American community, the Cubans, the Hispanic, the Asian, the Arabic, any blood that is in America right now, and it has been there for a very long time. I'm very sure you have learned a very big lesson. And this one goes to the people around the world. When you're electing a leader, just go deeper, scrutinize that person. Know of what interest does he bring to the table. Know of what interest does he have for the people of that country. You understand? We are the people who pay taxes. We are the people who vote. So we are the final. Guys, I'm hoping to see you in my next video. Thank you for sticking by. Thank you for clicking. Thank you for watching my videos. Kindly keep subscribing. Put on the notification button so that you get notified whenever I post a video. It's from me, Irene Soita. Bye bye.